Hey, what's up, guys? Tukey here, back again with another episode of A Nation United, featuring Finland this time out, of course, right here on NHL 19. It's franchise mode, baby. In this episode, we look to rebound from a loss in the Stanley Cup final. As devastating as that was, we fell just short against the Anaheim Ducks, and now we look to refocus on what we want this team to be heading into next year. What is the best version of this team that we can put forward to ultimately get right back to the Cup final, but hopefully with a different result. Now, we know that this draft is going to be a complete non-factor for us. We've looked over this before. There is really nobody available. Voutilainen, I don't trust at all with him being rated in the 300s. That's just asking for trouble. There's a medium top 4 defenseman. That's it, really. I mean, the medium top 9 guy, actually, and I do want to go back and check, he might be half decent. I've fallen in, I don't want to say I've fallen in love, but medium top 9 potentials, I've started to like a lot more throughout the duration of NHL 19, especially as compared to low top 6, for example, but unfortunately he's more offensive oriented, Antti Haken, so yeah, just it is a complete non-factor, this draft. The big question heading into this entire offseason was, what the hell was I going to do? What do you guys want me to do in terms of loyalty, as we have no cap available right now whatsoever, because we knew certain changes were going to have to be made, and I got to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to stay loyal to the loyalty system that we implemented. Again, it was more of a, hey, let me test run this, see how I like it, and then if I do like it, we'll implement it in full, with even more rules for Carolina. That's exactly what happened. But we'll see, because obviously certain changes have to be made. I mean, the situation right now, we have no goalie prospects whatsoever, which is fine, because we have the best goalie in the game in Luukkonen, and who has, 2 years left on his deal after this, so that's fine. Defensively, we ended up making the changes. We ended up with Hikala. Of course, you still have Nudivara. Virtanen would need a new contract, as would Kervainen. You have Peltonen, Kuka, and Laaksonen. But obviously right now, too, the defensive situation is a little bit rough. And I got to be honest, already money-wise, you have to wonder, with how little fundage we have, Virtanen needing a new deal, Kervainen needing a new deal, pretty much feels like somebody has to go, and I mean, it's not going to be Rantanen. I mean, no matter how expensive he is, it's not going to be him. Simon Taval, thankfully, doesn't need a new contract yet, but Kaapo Kakko does, and that is scary. And again, when you look at someone like Patrick Laine or Teuvo Teravainen, both guys that we're supposed to stay loyal to as of the initial rules of the series, it's not a matter of me thinking, well, I can't win if we break them, but, I don't know. It's tough. Just so many things change. So many more opportunities presented themselves after we managed to get Patrick Laine, I'd say, more than anything, although even then it was really after Teravainen, who was one of our initial pickups, as the Calgary Flames are going to be making this pick. I guess the one thing I'd prefer to do here, someone like Lekkonen's probably gone. Bjorkqvist, who was great on the third line this year with Louis, is probably gone as well. But moving on from Pillman and Matanen, just to get something back in terms of assets, that is definitely the way to go. I just don't know when we're going to do that, because we need to try and see who the top Finns are right now. So all of these picks we're going to look to move. If there's a team that wants to move picks next year, like the Arizona Coyotes, they are the exact team to talk to. I think a first-rounder is going to be way too much, of course. And, of course, that was this year's first-rounders. I don't know what the hell I'm doing there. Next year's first-rounder is still going to be way too expensive. We'll see if next year's second-round pick is acquirable, obtainable. Sweeten it just a touch. Damn. So that is just out of reach. So we'll have to go with a little bit of pick hoarding here. Let's go a third, a fourth, and a sixth. Actually, you know what, man? Let's try to go for multiple thirds. You know what, here, let's see if I can pick up their third this year and their third next year, and that would be fine by me. That goes through. I probably could have gotten a little bit more back, but it's not the end of the world. So we'll trade that third this year and the seventh, and we'll try to get That third-round pick next year will go from Calgary. They have the Bruins pick. We'll see if that goes through. It doesn't, and to be honest, it might not in general. I'm surprised that Bruins third-rounder has as much value as it does. Will it work for the Calgary pick? Yes, it will. Okay, so we are out of this year's draft, and despite some hesitation, I think I'm going to move forward to the re-sign phase, and we will take a look at the situation as it stands. We don't make a single draft pick, and we'll see just what the hell we're dealing with here. By the way, someone said, put a logo on that jersey. Not doing it, damn it, because you can't. If you could have frickin' letters, which of course people would abuse and put dumb shit on the front of the jersey, which is why EA doesn't do it, because they don't want to enforce it. If you could just put, say, Suomi across the front of it, that would be great, but we can't do that. So for the moment, Ville Husso was great in the playoffs, but we are yet again going to let go of every single goaltender that we currently have outside of Luukkonen, and we'll check the free agent list and see what we're dealing with. Defensively, we have 2 RFAs. Laaksonen will be dropped for, kind of obvious reasons. We'll drop him. We'll drop Niemelainen, Rantanen as well. All guys who are likely to be brought back. Tyrväinen. The other Tyrväinen, he's a 79 overall at 25 years old. He was a second-round pick of Tampa's, but we're going to drop him as well. I just don't want to commit any money to anybody right now until I know for sure what the situation's going to be. The first step here, we have $18 million available, and signing Kaapo Kakko is the first and foremost thing that we have to do. He wants a 6-year deal, which is manageable and probably the best bang for our buck, if not a 7-year deal. I would have loved to have gotten him under an 8-year deal, but that price hike is just too much. So right now we're looking at about 10.525, which you could debate whether or not he's even worth that after he kind of fell asleep in the playoffs. Bjorkqvist, he only wants $2 million. That's not bad, but he doesn't want to stay. We're going to have to bump that up to 3, which kind of sucks, but we can deal with it. Maenalainen we will drop. Salamaki we will drop. Wirtanen's going to stay because, honestly, he was pretty damn good in the playoffs for us. Like I said, a lot of these guys that we're releasing, we've released them before, and there's a good chance that they're going to be brought back. Hell, I don't even have to sit here and release them. I could just wait and then not re-sign them, and they'll disappear for me. I'm going to let go of basically everybody. It's just, what are we dealing with in terms of the players that absolutely matter the most? And when we take a look here, Kervainen, ridiculous offensive skills. At this point, there's a slight chance of him getting better. But a 30-point defenseman at 4.3, that's honestly not that bad. But the compensation's not going to be great. And draft picks really don't have that much value for us. So it's kind of rough. How much is Matty Kuka looking for? It's not bad, but we don't really need him. Peltonen's here to replace him. I gotta be honest, I think Kuka's just going to be dropped because I don't think we're going to get compensation for him. I really don't want to bring him back right now. So we're going to look to bring back Virtanen. He's looking for 4, which is actually manageable. Again, you could debate whether or not he's worth that, but if I can get him at 3.5 on the 85%, that would be great. Of course, it's a little bit hit or miss this year as to whether or not players actually accept the 85% during the re-sign phase. They're much more likely to accept it in a mid-season contract extension. But we'll still give it a shot to see if we can sign those 2 and Kaapo Kakko, and that's pretty much all we're going to be looking to do until we, make it to the next step. So Kervainen rejects, Kakko rejects, Wirtanen accepts, Virtanen rejects. Jesus Christ. Well, that went about as poorly as it could have, now didn't it? The old 85% trick, failing me there, unfortunately. With the 85% here, I forget what it would be for Kaapo Kakko. Let's go to 10.75 and see if that works. I was going to go 10.5, but we'll go 10.75. Bjorkqvist is going to be dropped, again, unfortunately. Kervainen, we'll see if this could be dropped to just $4 million even. I'm surprised he wants a 6-year deal. And Virtanen, we will set this up as a 3.8. And hopefully that goes through, and then we'll take it from there. And again, anybody else, we'll figure it out once we know how much money we have left for sure, because free agency could be very interesting. Kervinen accepts, Kakko rejects, Virtanen accepts. So Kakko is the one holdout right now who's causing me a little bit of grief, but we have $12 million to get him signed, and we will. Or not. Cap space, $12 million. 9.1. Okay. The hell is that? Great, that doesn't help me at all, does it? Am I going to have to let Kakko go as a frickin' offer sheet eligible guy? Why is that happening? I'm genuinely confused, because we did not, I mean, again, $12 million in space. That shouldn't be happening. If I sim forward a day, will it fix that issue? If not, I'm in trouble, because we're going to have to risk Kakko going to free agency. Yeah, it's okay. We'll qualify him for now. We're still going to let people walk. Never a dull moment, for me at least, in terms of the twists and turns that a series will throw my way. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to sit here for the next 30 seconds, probably, as we re-sign all of our scouts, and God help me if they reject, because we're going to be in trouble. Technically, do we need this many scouts signed? Not really. There's never even that many players in Finland. But, you know, just for the sake of keeping it 20 out of 20, we're keeping them all. So there we go. So Kakko, thanks to what I can only assume is a little bit of a glitch, is going to free agency as an RFA, but still going to free agency. And if I was ever certain that I might just say, hey, you know that loyalty system? Yeah, forget about it. Now might be the time. Let's see what the free agent class looks like. And see how it... Please, Odeline's your Finnish, aren't you? Oh my god, he's American. Damn it. Damn it. So close. So close. So goalie-wise, obviously in terms of a high-end player, we don't really need anybody. Filatov's going to be Russian. Estonian, that works too. Are any of you guys... Hebert, there's no way. Canadian, Ukrainian, and then of course it fucking glitches out with computer players, but that is okay. High fringe for Rakus, Frolov, Lubriere, standard. It's not looking too good for Swedish players here, is it? You can kind of tell. Outside of Niemi, who's 22 and a 64. No, thank you. Voutilainen is 25. Yeah, there's going to be nobody really here for us. Leitinen is a 75 at 24 years old. We got nobody. We have nobody. So, could spend a little bit of money on Allmark. We're showing up now with $14 million in cap space, so I don't know how the hell to explain what's going on with Kakko. I don't get it. But we should be able to bring him back. I mean, that's... Nope, it's still... Okay. Well, just to stop this, whatever the hell this is from happening, probably going to end up trading somebody. Because for whatever reason, the game is showing more cap space than I apparently have. Which doesn't make any sense. There's no retained salary, there's like no extensions kicking in or anything like that. That is incredibly weird and, albeit a little bit frustrating. That said, I think the best move here, again, if you look at this top six, I mean, Ludman needs to break into that top six. Louis could break into that top six, so getting rid of someone like Teuvo And maybe even getting rid of someone like Patrick Laine might not be the worst idea in the world, which I never would have guessed I'd be saying. You know, getting rid of two of the best Finns that we've had available to us in this series, but I don't know what the hell is going on with this cap issue right now, but I'm not going to lose Kaapo Kakko because of it. There's just no way. So, let's first and foremost take a look. I want to see who the highest rated defensemen are in the game. And I would imagine Olli Juolevi is still listed amongst the best. But we'll see what we're dealing with here. So you do have Hedman, who's, 35 years old at this point. Odelin, who's a free agent. And we'll just scroll through until we find somebody. Olli Juolevi's there. 7.7. 1 year left. Put up a grand total of 13 points. But getting another elite defenseman couldn't hurt. Especially, too, if we're going to be trading a forward. Tuomas Heikkila, of course, available to us. Ristolainen at 31, also available. Right. I am super concerned at the thought of getting Olli Juolevi. However, getting top-notch defensive D-man who allow our offense to put up that much more in terms of points might not be the worst way to go. The issue with making a deal like this now is, of course, not wanting to involve draft picks because we don't know what the hell we're going to be dealing with. But say we add, and if I look at this defense, if we can add Olli Juolevi and maybe even a Risto, really just Olli Juolevi is all we would need. And probably maybe Dio Kervainen. Nunivara is getting up there. It's like Nunivara and Tervainen. Having someone to play on the top pairing with Tuomas Heikkila is kind of ideal. I want Peltonen to play, and he might, given how he develops this year, because he is listed as a depth option. Having one of those guys to trade would be even better. But say we try to use, Teuvo is not going to be enough. It would have to be Laine, which I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm willing to do. And again, I have to do because I don't know what the hell's going on with this cap situation. I don't get it. Like right now, we're under the floor. But it's telling me that we don't have enough money to sign Kaapo Kakko. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But screw it. If something screwy like that's going to happen, I was already looking for a reason to kind of abandon the whole guideline. Well, we're going to do what we got to do. Now, the thought of trading Patrick Laine and more for Olli Juolevi, that's very, very scary. But we have to do what we have to do. And as far as I remember, there are two forwards there who aren't exactly going to pan out that can very easily be added to this deal in Matanen and Pielman. And we'll do just that. Is that enough? It is. Probably a little bit too much. Olli Juolevi, welcome to the Espoo Eagles. We have nobody on our team. But you will be top pairing now with Tuomas Heikkila. Then we'll have Nunivara, Tervainen, Virtanen, Kervainen, and Peltonen. And depending on how Peltonen develops, we may see one of our other defensemen get traded. And then forward-wise, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But I kind of want Louis to be up there. So I think Teuvo is in a decent amount of trouble as well. I think I'd prefer to try and trade him with a defenseman or two. And you know what? Now that I mention that, where is Risto's value at this point? He's on Detroit, 87 overall, 31 years old, 6.4. Maybe we just go all out in terms of building this defense. We'll have an unreal top six. They actually want to trade Ristolainen as well, which is music to my ears. So say we give up Teuvo, and in terms of defense, I could move Virtanen and I could move Kervainen. 24, 22, but a weaker potential than a low 9, or a low elite. A low 9, what the hell am I saying? If I move these two, we have Juolevi, Heikkila, Nunivara, or even Tervainen and Risto, Nunivara, and Peltonen. That looks pretty damn good. Virtanen, ridiculous puck skills category, but the offensive awareness kind of brings it down. He's a great skater. He had 24 points last year, 4 points in the playoffs. And then Esa Kervinen had 27 points last year, 5 points there. But again, I can't help but think, if we drop those two, bring back the veteran in Risto, who had 22 points last year, technically we could free up some cap if I can get them to agree to retain salary, which they cannot do. They've already done too many times. I think the big thing here is just freeing up more salary. Try to get some draft picks back too, because I don't know what the hell's going on with this Kaapo Kakko re-sign situation. So we'll safety net this a little bit. The rules are out the window, thanks to whatever the hell this frickin' current glitch is, which is the first time I've discovered it this year, so that's fun. We'll go 4th round pick. Apparently a 4th round pick isn't enough to change the meter from low, so that's always fun. How about a 4th and a 5th? I swear to God, they need to change that. That is one of the most frustrating things about this game, bar none. 3rd round pick. Thank you. Rasmus Ristolainen, welcome back. Another defenseman that we bring back. Certainly completely unexpected, but overall, that sets up our defense core to look like this, which is pretty damn good. And then forward-wise, again, it's going to be Rantanen, Simon Taival, Kakko, Lambert, Ludman, and Louis as the top 6. Once we get Kakko signed, and then we'll have to fill out the roster with the best free agents that we can find to do the job. We still have draft picks. Those draft picks could be used to bring in better options, depending on who we have. And of course, you know, it's going to depend on who's on the draft board, mainly. So again, let's try to sign Kaapo Kakko. It's going to take all the goddamn money in the world. So that's nice. But because of that, let's go 1 year and just see if we can get him to sign, and then we'll figure out the contract next year. Goaltending-wise, of course, injuries are off in this series. I don't want to spend a ton of money on goaltending. But between, I mean, again, Ullmark isn't available, but Kakkonen is. So, I mean, between Kakkonen and I guess we could bring back Ville Husso, which we'll look to do. I mean, he's earned that role. We'll try to bring him back as the backup. We'll fill out the rest of the roster later. Same thing here with the defense. We will fill out the rest of the roster later. Philip Hronek is available, but he's actually not. I don't know why for a second. Why was I thinking Philip Hronek? That was dumb. I think I was just hoping. You know what I'm going to blame it on? Seeing guys like Nick Hague and Philip Hronek. Got Rebuilding Hockeytown on the brain. Oh boy, will we revisit Rebuilding Hockeytown at some point? Maybe we will. Linton Niemi, though, is available. We're going to wait until we see what the prices are looking like. I mean, because they're all going to be depth defensemen anyway. So we'll hold off. And then forward-wise, here is where it would be interesting, because we need to help fill out this roster. Henrik Borgstrom is available. How much was he looking for? $3 million. I mean, technically, we're going to have the money. If I go Borgstrom at 3.5, that might be enough to get him away from Vancouver. Who else could we go for here? Bjorkqvist, I would love to bring back. Probably on a 1-year deal. And maybe 1 year at $3 million, maybe even 3.1 will be enough to do that. And to round out that third line, who else do we have here? Arturi Lehkonen, who, again, I wouldn't be surprised, of course, if we brought him back. And he's looking for a dirt cheap contract. So we'll go 1.4 for him. Can I find 3 other half-decent players to help carve out the bottom 6? Mika Pirnez, who was a Leafs pick. Solid two-way, could play a grinder role as well. A former first-round pick. He would be a tremendous pickup. He's an RFA, though. So it makes me wonder what the minimum offer is, again, to try and get somebody without having to give up compensation. I think it's like 1.475, is it? Nope, that's still a third-round pick. Is it 1.45? Nope. Boy, I apparently don't know what the hell I'm doing. There we go. So we'll see if that goes through for Pirnez. And do we have anybody else? I mean, obviously the guys that we released will show up. Eric Holla, boy, remember when we had him? He's just not going to work, though, for what we're looking to do. Obviously, from the offensive standpoint, he won't be able to do enough in a bottom six role, so there's no point in playing him there. Do we have anybody else out there? We need a fourth line where Tannen could technically be a part of it. Koivula, we've had him on the team before, and I think he could play that role. Looking for a little bit of a ridiculous contract, but, you know, we are a little bit desperate. I just don't know if I want Virtanen to be our fourth line guy this year, and then Juho Lamiko, who stepped up in the playoffs. Honestly, I'm not against bringing him back either. We'll go 1.1, and I think that's just all this is going to turn into, of course, is signing the majority of the same guys back, which isn't surprising whatsoever. Just the, you know, I mean, we pretty much know who our options are at this point. So, God, although a lot of them aren't currently listed. Which is a little bit weird. So, you know what? I think let's hold off and just see what happens with these first batch of offers, and hopefully this works out, especially given the offer. So Borgstrom signed, Lamiko signed, Lekkonen's back, Koivula, Husso, Pirnez, but we don't know if we're going to be able to get him away from the Leafs. Bjorkqvist signed. Kakko rejected. Apparently I don't have the cap space, which is bullshit. The Leafs did not. Oh God, I thought that was us losing Kaapo Kakko. I was about to lose my mind. So we have signed Pirnez. We're gonna stop the sim and double check what's going on with Kakko. Which right now we have $13 million in space. And if we look at RFA, we should be able to sign him. But it's only going up to 11. That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what's going on. Why is it like did we retain salary? No retained salary. Why is it showing that I have apparently more money available than I actually do? What am I missing here? I feel like I'm missing something obvious, and I just don't know what it is. You know, whenever I record these a little bit late, or at least for me, I always feel like, oh, okay, maybe it's a dumb mistake I'm making, but that doesn't appear to be the case. Not to mention, I feel like I know it's glitching out because there's a 740, so it's registering the max amount of money that we have to spend right now at $11,740,000, which is not true. So what is going wrong? Projected spend is $78 million. Salary cap is $91, so $13 million. Team cap hit $78. I don't understand. But I feel like we're at risk of losing Kaapo Kakko because of this. And I mean, obviously, too, when you look at this defense, like this is it. Like, we're going for it this year. There's no doubt. But if we don't have Kaapo Kakko, it's not exactly going to be as easy to do that now, is it? I'm just worried that someone's going to send in an offer sheet and then all of a sudden I'm going to be stuck and forced to panic trade somebody. Which we already did. I've already dealt Line and Teravainen in this episode. So I guess my one hope is that nobody else can afford to sign him and that he eventually lowers the asking price and we get him on a cheap one-year deal just to figure out what the hell's going on. So we'll see what happens here. If he accepts this deal, I doubt it. Or not. He did. Okay. What the hell, man? So Kaapo Kakko's back. I mean, it's not the most ideal contract. 11.7 for 3 years, but we at least get him back. We have $1.9 million in cap space. I wonder if the game's sure about that. We're going to sim up to August 1st. Because a lot of free agents will be dropping their asking price, and we'll be able to establish this roster, really flesh it out as far as getting the AHL set up. And we'll take it from there. But I don't know what the hell's going on. I genuinely don't. I've never seen that happen before. Let me know if you have, as far as the game just locking you out like that. But damn. Damn is my response. We'll move on, though. We won't continue to harp on that issue. We have a roster to establish, and of course we've already made moves, and more have to be made. So, currently, we need 2 AHL goaltenders. Defensively, I mean, we need an AHL defense. Bottom line. And then forwards is, let's see, we have, God, I forget how many people here. It's 9. So 9, 10, 11, and 12. You could argue with Wirtanen. So basically, we need to ice an AHL team. That's who we have to sign right now, an AHL team. So let's see who we can bring in to help the old Helsinki Hawks be set up and not completely terrible for this upcoming season. I'll just sort by two-way and hope for the best. So, who's available? Joonas Korpisalo. After all this time, let's bring him back on a 1-year deal. And Vieni Vehviläinen will be brought back yet again. So we'll sign those 2 up. Defensively, who's interested in the 2-way? Arup Alavainen. Congratulations. You and your damn double A's, you get signed. Renanen will be signed, hopefully. That would be 2 defensemen. Yaros isn't available, but Markus Niemelainen very much is. He would be our 3rd defenseman. Who else do we have? Bergman is not available. Eklund, Borgman, Lindgren, Achtel. I can never remember. Is this Hardy Haman Achtel? You are very, very Swedish. Tirvainen will be signed. The other guy that we just let go of. That is 4. We need 2 more guys. Pilot's not available. Yeah, he's Swedish. Damn you, Sami Niku. Welcome back. We've had you on this team before. And we need 1 more defenseman. It's going to be Vili Saariarvi. So the AHL team is going to be very competitive because we have no prospects and just top players. Eric Halla, congratulations. You're going to be an AHL guy for us this year. That is 1. And from there, it's looking just a little bit rocky. Just a tiny bit. Good God, give me someone to sign. Oh no. Lomala, there we go. That'll be option number 2. We need 10 more people. 10 whole people to get this roster established, and then we never really have to worry about the AHL again this season. Berg, Panik, Yurko, where's all the people at, man? This dude's not going to be available. A name like Nikola. Didn't expect him to be Swedish at the very least, which is why it is often worth checking, I would say. But, you know, opinions and all. Okay, I lied. All I have on my mind right now is still that weird frickin' glitch. We need 9 more people. Who's it gonna be? Nurmi. Marcus. Congratulations. We need 8 more people. Who are those 8 gonna be? Your guess is as good as mine. Not a Bengoa. Save that for the Seattle Sea Cattle. You have to. Yep. You are the most Swedish man I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, we need 7 people left. We need 7 more people. Who's it gonna be? You're one of them. 6 people left. The final countdown. Do. Patrick Virta makes it 5. There you go, sir. Anybody else want to make this easy for me? Sampo Ranta, thank you very much. Is it Sampo? Yeah, it is Sampo. There you go. I think we need 4 people left. Counting is easy. Dude, this team is going to be filthy, though. Like, they're going to be so much better than, like, every other AHL team. Because it's nothing but good players. So, or nothing but good players for, like, the AHL. Is Kerman? With a name like Auntie, you know he is. Think we need 2 more, if I'm not mistaken. Mikko Salamaki will be one of them. And last but not least, Keppen? Nope. Very much not. It's gonna be It's gonna be... Who's it gonna be? I don't... Oland. You're Swedish. That's not good. Valenti. Nope, you're German. Oh, God. Please, somebody just be Finnish. God, why? Thank you. Oh, my God, the most Finnish name of all time. And one of the best hairlines of all time. Good Lord. There we go. Our roster is set. I'm intrigued to see what it looks like because we do have a little bit of prospect development to factor in. And that means one defensive prospect. And I mean, someone actually are you, really? Some people actually rejected. The fucking nerve. I say that kindly. Please, YouTube, don't hit me with the adpocalypse. I swore. I'm sorry. I cannot believe someone actually rejected. So we need a goaltender. The defense is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we need defense, goaler. And right here we have 9, 10, 11, and 12 with Koivula. So it's 9, 10, 11, and 12. Cool. So we need a defenseman and a goalie because people actually had the nerve to say no to going back home. Why wouldn't you want to go home? It's home. Beautiful Finland. How could you deny beautiful, beautiful Finland? How could you? Turning your back on your damn country by not going home. That's what you're doing. You got no excuse. No national pride. Oh my God, just thank you. The best Sebastian Aho. The greatest Sebastian Aho to have ever ahoed. He's Swedish. Shh. Nobody noticed. Talola. Who gives a shit at this point? It's the AHL team. I don't think anybody cares. Jonas Korpisalo, you are a toolbox and a half. Is there anybody else? Makaniemi, come on down. You're welcomed back to this team because Jonas Korpisalo is a toolbox. But you're not a toolbox. You're the whole damn garage. Korpisalo. That's right. I said it. Overrated. Overrated. And I'm disgusted. Anyway, we're going to send to the next season. We're going to see what this roster looks like. And I am so anxious for the comments to find out what the hell happened. Because Lord knows I don't know. I have no idea. So this should be fun to figure out what happened, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So let's take a look. What is this team looking like this year? We are listed as champions yet again, which you would hope so. The goaltenders, Luukkonen and Husso, no surprise. The defense, Jolevi, Hikala, Ristolainen, Nudivara, Tiervainen, and Peltonen still at an 81, but that is fine. As far as the forwards are concerned, Rantanen, Simon Teval, Kapokako, Lambert, Ludman, and Louis, not bad. Third line will probably be Bjorkqvist, Borgstrom, and Lehkonen. Fourth line of Pirnes, Koivula. It's not going to be Hala. It might be Lamiko. I think it'd be Lamiko over Lamala. I mean, Lamiko did very well, like I said, on the fourth line last year. Or someone like Sampo Ranta gets a chance, or Wirtanen. So let me take a look here. So Pirnes, we can roll with that to start. Probably run Pirnes at center. So overall, if we were to look at what this team is going to be, I'm still pretty happy with it. We go Rantanen, Simon Teval, and probably Kapokako again like we had last year. And then who's the better center? It's tough because the defense, slight edge to Lambert. So say we go Louis, Lambert, Ludman, which I'm sure there's some good options for the best name. I mean, you could go frickin' Lulali. Who the hell knows? Do whatever the hell you want. Take the first two letters of each last name. Just call it the Triple L for as many losses as I took in this episode via trading. Bjorkqvist, Borgstrom, and Lehkonen, Koivula, Pirnes, and Lamiko. That's okay. That third line has room to be very interesting in terms of, I hope they're a bit more defensively responsible, but the offense could be there. And then say what you want, but I mean, we have the top Finnish defensemen available. Jolevi, Hikola, Tiervainen, Ristolainen, which I might run these two on different lines because I think, well, then again, Tiervainen's not even a gigantic point getter. The defense is going to be set up in a way to be shut down. So that top six is going to have all the chances in the world to try and put up points. And I'm intrigued to see whether or not they can do it. And just for the sake of clarity, let's bring in Talola rather than Aho. And that roster is good to go, but again, I can't say we're going to care too much about the AHL roster. I'll be intrigued to see what they do over the course of the next season. So the big question right now, number one, team overalls, but secondly, the upcoming draft. What are we looking at in terms of prospects? Are we going to actually have anybody available? Easy for me to say, because if not, then yet again, the draft picks that we have are completely useless to us. Completely useless. So we'll see what we can do as we'll continue onward here. I was going to check in the preseason, but let me sim into our first game against Buffalo. Ludman had a very good first game, very good preseason. 11 points in 7 games played. Not too worried about the scouts. We know that they're all set up. So I want to see what the ratings are here. How good are we? I mean, we know that we're listed. What the hell? Did I not hit play? What the hell's... Maybe I didn't. No, I hit no. Okay. Jesus, this is why I think I'm losing it. 96, 99, 100. Can't wait to lose in the playoffs yet again. We are done here for now. The new season begins in the next episode. Let me know what the hell you think. Did I make the right choice in trading Patrick Laine over, say, Brad Lambert? Will Louis and Ludman be able to get the job done within the top 6? You know, they were really good last year. Will they be able to carry the weight? If not, we reunite them with Bjorkqvist and make the most of it. What do you think, too? The defensive addition of Olli Juolevi and Rasmus Ristolainen. And what the hell was with that glitch? This has been such a strange episode, but I thank you for watching. Leave a like, or physical violence. Or maybe not. Maybe no physical violence. Maybe I'll just let you go. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You don't have to leave a like. I know. It's just sometimes you don't want to do it, and that's okay. That's okay. I forgive you. But you should feel bad about yourself because it doesn't help out the channel. And I thought you loved me. I'm out of here. Goodbye.